and thank you for joining me today. Now, I've been dying to do this video and I just haven't had time to do it. So I thought what I would do is do it again at my dad's hospital. And I brought everything with me to do it. Now, this is a video that I saw on Twitter and it was using Exagerreyes and Nude Kate, which, by the way, is something that Jack got me for Christmas. Now, Nude Kate is a little bit light for me, but I've seen in this video it being put on in a different way. So I was going to copy that. Now, before I start this video, I'm going to link this video below because this video was advertising the holiday kit, which is what Jack had got me, which is Exaggerreyes and Nude Kate. But when I looked at the video, I'm sure they're not using Exaggerreyes or Nude Kate. I'm sure it's Queen of Glow and it's a different lipstick. And also the model is actually wearing lipstick before she applies it. So I'm not sure. Have a look at it and tell me what you think. But in the meantime, I'm going to do a look based on what I've seen. And I'm going to use Exaggerreyes and Nude Kate, even though I don't think they use those products. And I'm going to follow it as I see on that video with the products, the two products she says she's using, if that makes sense. And we'll see how we get on. I'm going to film this look again using the same products, but substituting the eye palette for Queen of Glow in my next video. And so you can have a look at that. Okay, so I've put Magic Cream on already and my Eye Rescue, but I haven't put any other makeup on. So I'm going to get going with this look. Enjoy. First on in, she used Airbrush Flawless Foundation, and I've bought my new brush, my clean one. I've now got the brush cleaner, so I'm going to clean the other one. But I'm just going to use the warm today because I'm feeling a little bit pale. So just dot that over my skin like so. And then blend it in with the brush. Dot a little bit extra over the cheek peaks, as I call them. And then I just stipple that, giving me a bit of extra coverage. Okay, next on in, she uses Magic Vanish, so I'll get that and I'll be right back. So I use a mix of 3 and then I cover it with 2. And that's a perfect mix for me. So I'll just put that on here. A bit on that pigmentation up there. And then I take shade 2 and I mix them together. So I'm just going to dab this on first and then use that other end of the Hollywood complexion brush to buff it in. Okay, and then she used Magic Away, which I have here. So I'm going to use shade 6 under my eyes and shade 8 on my forehead and around my nose. This is a lovely brush for putting on your concealer. Really nice shape. And then shade 8 for the rest of my face. I keep meaning to get 7.5 because they have now brought out to 7.5. They must have heard me. But this is shade 8, which is fine. Just stipple that in. And then a bit round my nose. Okay, and then she took the Hollywood contour wand and used that next. And then she used Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder, but I did notice that she used, even though the lady's about similar skin tone to me, she used the light one, shade 1, under the eyes, and then she used the darker one for the rest of the face. So I'm going to do exactly that. Now, if I go quiet in a minute and do voiceovers, it's because someone else has walked in and I don't want to disturb them. But while I'm on my own, I shall do it this way. So this is shade 1, and I'm just going to quickly set my eyes first. And anywhere I would normally highlight, I will put the lighter shade. So down the centre of my nose, middle of the forehead, and around there. And then I'll take the medium one and do the rest of my face. Okay, next on in is the eyeshadow in Eyes to Mesmerise in Rose Gold. Okay, there it is. Put some over each lid, and then I will brush it in. I find it easier that way than applying with the brush. And then with the smudge brush, you put some underneath. So I'll try and pick some up with the smudge brush and take that underneath. And a little bit on the inner corner. Okay. And then I'm going to take Exagerreyes. So this one is Exagerreyes. So I'm going to follow exactly what she did on the video. So first the prime shade. Okay, and then the enhanced shade. And then the smoke shade. And take some of that underneath. Now the next thing is she took the pop shade. And I always clean my fingers off after that because it's got quite chunky glitter particles which you then spread all over your face if you don't. And then I'm just going to take the smudge brush, because she then took the pop shade with the smudge brush and she took it underneath as well, and all around here to brighten up the eye. Okay, and then I'll just dab some of that prime shade under my brow. And then she took a colour chameleon. So I'm going to get the colour chameleon. And it was, I think, in bronzed garnet. But they didn't say in the video, but that's the one I'm going to use. Okay, now I just want to add a little bit more of the smoke shade because it's not dark enough. This is what I mean. I think in the video it wasn't Exagerreyes that she used. It was, it looked to me more Queen of Pop. But I'm going to stick to what they said they used. And just build this up a bit more. That's better. Okay, at this point the cleaner came in and started clanking around, so I'm doing it on silent, but this is Brow Lift in Supermodel. And then afterwards you're going to see me applying Legendary Brows over the top of this, also in Supermodel. Okay? And then Audrey pencil in the lower waterline. Okay, so in this tutorial she used Nude Kate, which as you can see is very, very pale. And I'm not sure she even used that. But she did put on a darker lip liner, and she also had something on before she even put the darker lip liner on. So this doesn't look too pale for me. I'm going to put the darker lip liner around the edge, but I'm also going to put something on as a first coat, and I'm going to put Crazy in Love. In the tutorial, she also used Enigmatic Edward lip conditioner, and I took it with me and I forgot to use it. Just to fill in the lips. Okay, there was definitely something on this lady's lips before she started. And if she'd put Nude Kate straight on her lips, it would have looked too light for her. Now I'm using, actually, I'm not going to use Foxy Brown. I'm going to use Berry Naughty, which is very close to Foxy Brown, but it's got more red in it. Okay, that looks too red, so I'm going to put some Foxy Brown over the top. Bear with me. Foxy Brown is what is a real brown, and it's what they often paint freckles on with. Now Nude Kate. And then she finished off with a lip luster. Now she didn't say which one, but Nude Kate comes in the Rock Chick look, and the Rock Chick lip look has the lip luster. Let me find it. I've forgotten the name, but it's here. Blondie. So I'm assuming that's the one they used. It was definitely a shimmery one. And then I'll finish off with my blush, which I think she used Ecstasy. So that's the one I'm going to use. There's Ecstasy. So swish. And pop. And that is the look today. I'll post a link to the one below, and let me know if you think, apart from Exagerreyes, which I think is Queen of Glow, and the lipstick, which I don't know is this. Let me know what you think of how close I got to this look. See you all very soon. And I am going to finish off, before I upload this video, by reading a poem that I wrote for my dad. If you don't want to watch it, it's at the end. I'm going to do that when I'm back home and then edit it in. So I'll see you all tomorrow, and take care. And thank you so much for joining me. Love you all. Mwah. So this was a poem I wrote for my dad to help me kind of get things off my chest about what's happened to him recently. And for those of you that don't know, my dad had a severe stroke recently while staying at my place. And I wrote this poem to help me to kind of get my head around it. So I've called the poem The Night You Went Away. Okay, so I'm going to read it. How little did I know then, the night you went away. I was standing at a crossroads of a very different day. Imprinted on my brain, November 22nd. You walked up to the bedroom, and then to me you beckoned. Can you bring me water in case I need a drink? I'll go and clean my teeth. You didn't have to think. You came out of the bathroom and walked back to your bed. You struggled with your eye drops, so I put them in instead. I played that night back over, that night you went to bed. So ordinary and mundane then, now vivid in my head. I've struggled to recall your voice as you said to me, good night, not knowing in the morning I'd be confronted by the sight of you, my dad, in body. But I saw it in your face, for as I said, good morning, Dad, you stared up into space. I shouted, Dad, wake up, please. You're frightening me now. You looked at me and moved your mouth. No sound would it allow. And then I looked more closely and realised it was bad. I dashed back to my bedroom screaming, there's something wrong with Dad. My other half leapt out of bed. My son he ran to see. His granddad lying motionless. My dad, he needed me. I ran downstairs, heart pounding, and dialed 999, just like in autopilot, as if everything was fine. Then time it started to stand still as I squeezed and held your hand. Help is on the way, Dad. I just prayed you'd understand. In what seemed like 4 hours, but probably was quite swift, the paramedics were by our side and asking me to shift. Don't worry, the paramedic said, we'll take good care of him. And as I left your bedroom, a huge wave flooded in. The kindness in that medic's voice as he said I could let go and switch off autopilot. Be your daughter, let it show. I flung into my partner's arms, the waves of tears just poured. The dad who'd walked upstairs last night, taken down on a board. They carefully carried you away until you were out of sight. They told me not to panic, but they'd have to flash blue lights. I joined you shortly afterwards and was asked to sit and wait. Until you came up from your scan, we wouldn't know your fate. And then my fears confirmed as the nurse to me she spoke. I didn't really hear the words, but on her badge said, stroke. The stroke nurse gently spoke to me as she took me to your side. You looked up so expressionless, as though part of you had died. And so the journey started, the slow and painful climb, the biggest summit of your life. We knew it would take time. And soon the hours turned into days, the days into a week. We spent each day beside you, wondering if you'd ever speak. And now I wait and watch you, with prayers to up above, gradually emerge again to the dad I know and love. I look as your expressions, one by one, return, and as you stumble out a sound, to hear your voice I yearn. This roller coaster journey at times is hard to bear. One day you're up and smiling, next day you're barely there. Thank God I have a sister who shares in all the pain, but also in the joy of watching you emerge again. We're on that journey with you. It's often hard to cope with the never-ending question, just can we dare to hope? Each day I watch you struggle as you learn each task anew. I know that you can do it. We all have faith in you. So keep on climbing Everest, as one of your friends said. We're nothing if but patient as we sit beside your bed. Your body may not ever do the things it used to do, but love is unconditional and we still all love you. The stroke, it may have taken so many things that night, but it could never take our love that wills you on to fight. Thank you for listening to this. Good night, everyone.